VR review of the BMW M4 in its GT3, guys. I've also done this for the GT4 variant. I don't know which order you'll be watching it in, but I liked that one and I do not like this one. The main reason is I feel like I'm sitting further back and just too far back from the dash. The front of the car is so far away. There's a cutout steering wheel, I like that. You can sit yourself up a little bit higher to see over the dash, and if I lean back and force the VR to let me get closer, I can get a little bit better, but you've got these padded cross beams across here that limits you going too high, and if you get too close to kind of where I want to be in relation to the dash, then this steering wheel feels like it's in my chest while I'm driving it. So the normal position and where the model wants me to be is just too far back. The mirrors, look, you've got that rear view mirror there, which doesn't do a lot to let you see behind you. At least it's not as big as the one in the GT4 version, sorry, and it doesn't reflect your own head at you all the time, and it's further over, so that's a positive. I like built-in cameras like that for the rear. You can probably turn that off, and then for once you get a sense of roof, a lot of these cars with that virtual mirror running, you don't get that closure between the windscreen and then up into the roof, whereas this is quite nice having that well textured padded section up there. You do probably need to be a little bit lower so you're not sort of got your head running into that. But yeah, I guess if you sat here and were comfortable enough having that steering wheel so close, I like it. I mean, I drive not quite with straight arms, but definitely further than this sort of in my chest area steering wheel. The other issue you probably just saw, there's some lighting artifacts down there. I think that's because this car is so long from driver position to in there that it's not quite culling, shadowing properly, because it's just the distance isn't quite right. So again, that gets distracting when you're driving along when the sun is coming in places where I can't imagine that the sun would come into a shell of a car like that. So anything that takes you out of being in the real car is distracting and doesn't work so well for me. So let's drive it around a little bit from back here. The car handles, I mean, I'm not doing car handling reviews in this, but it always felt quite like a boat to me, like it sort of understeers and takes a bit to turn, and I think a lot of that comes from the fact that so much of the car is in front of you while you're driving. Cars where you're sitting closer feel more nimble, and I think the combination of this being quite heavy and understeery and appearing to be so because of its seating position really don't do it any favors. Just pull it up here and you can look through to the right to spot that apex. It's got that big divider down the middle of the windscreen, but that's not a distraction. It really is, and I hate to say it, the length of my shaft that's the problem. That is just too long and I'm sitting too far away. You might be able to deal with being about here and having all this in your face. At least there's nothing that you need to look at on the wheel. It's all in front of that dash in front of you. But for me, being that far away is a deal breaker in VR.